How's it going, everybody? Papa Wall Street back with another chart review. We're going to take a look at 16 names that I've been stalking for the month of January. Some we've already traded, some there are open trade ideas out for, and yet others are new to the list this week. What I try and do every day, or really it starts on my work starts on the weekend, is building my watch list, building my focus list. But what I try and do every day is, spend at least 30 minutes reading through the news. Usually it's around 7 a.m., 6, 7 a.m., 6, 7, 6, 7, right? 6 or 7, between 6 and 7 a.m., just going through the news. I use The Fly. I read through some social medias just to see what people are talking about. But mostly I'm focused on the news. I have scanners that are set up that are looking for specific names. I also like to look at options flow for the prior couple of days. Was there anything unusual? Is there anything that's standing out that maybe a particular name is getting call flow that never sees call flow, right? We saw a name like that this week with some really unusual call flow, and we're able to get an entry on it. So in any event, these are the 16 names that I'm stalking right now. I'm going to drop the charts as well on Discord and Substack. So, and X, of course. Just be patient. It's probably going to run about 15 minutes or so. I'll spend at least 30 seconds to a minute on each chart, kind of walk you through the thesis for the trade, and where there's markup, I'll explain it as best I can. So first up is Amcor, AMKR. Now, obviously, been in Amcor for quite some time. Think in the mid-teens, mid to high teens, and you could see this one's just putting a series of higher lows, right? Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and higher highs. So very, very clean price action. Now, what I'm not showing you on the off on the screen is this trend line, which then you get an increasing arc in this trend line, and then an increasing arc in this trend line, and now yet another increasing arc in this trend line. So what's happening is the arc of ascent is increasing, which means this is starting to go parabolic. Now, we've all seen those parabolic charts that, at some point, they kind of do this, and then they do this, and then they just go like, look at silver, right? Silver's just going like this, and eventually it's going to crash, right? But what we don't want to do is be the buyer up here. We want to wait for pullbacks, right? And then buy the pullbacks with tight structure, right? So we're buying a pullback here, we're buying a pullback here, we're buying a pull. So in my point of showing you this is look at the tight price action against the 1021 EMA cloud right there. This is an area you want to buy. Look at the tightening right here of the price action against the 1021. This is where you want to buy. The tight price action here against the 21 EMA. This is where you want to buy. Right now you get an undercut, and that will happen. And with the undercuts, what I like to look at is where is the base top on the undercut. So obviously you get an undercut here, right? Look at the base top breakout right there. To me, that's a great entry. But if you're comfortable in buying pullbacks, well, obviously there was a trend line here, right? And so I'd much prefer to buy pullbacks than to buy breakouts, especially in this market. So that's what I want you to kind of start training your eyes to see, right? And as we go through names, you'll start to see more and more of this. So next up is APLD. I put out a note on this on 126, and I've been tracking this one well before this. A lot of the times, I would say more often than not, I'm stalking a name for a week or so before I'm even putting out a note like this. Right, and in this case on 126, it was right around here, right? I'm already looking at this on a breakout here. Here's your cloud back test. That's where I'm really getting interested in. Sometimes you're going to miss the breakout, right? The breakout happens, you miss it. You don't want to chase, right? You want to wait for tight price action. In this case, it was a bull flag right into the 1021 EMA. This is where you want to buy, and more specifically, look at this candle right here, low volume inside day, right? Here's your low volume right there. There's your inside day right there.